up, and it's
People talking at
smells
us.
of
Got
food.
it.
According, it's a
Uh-huh.
robot, and then we go tonight, 1987, in the house as we get to the choppa.
Get to the chopper.
You can't. Yeah, you can't not do it.
Get
Get to the chopper. Go. Predator.
No.
Predator. Russ, what is more highly revered in popular culture? Predator or its porn spoof Spreadator?
This is the first time I've heard about the other one, but you could not be
What?
lying to me right now.
Dude,
what
it's
do
a
you say?
classic.
What? I just made that up.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God.
I was
Let's
going with
just
it.
stop it. Just stop it
You try
already
and
with
back
you
a
guys.
motherfucker up.
Russ, how old are
Try
you when
and
it's
back-
1987?
I was 1 year old.
1 year old. I was 9 and I saw this in theaters.
Did you really?
No, absolutely not. Are you kidding me? 9 years
I mean, I could
old?
have seen Mark taking you or Liz or some shit.
The first, Mark did take me to a movie when I was really young, and I forget what it was, but I remember we snuck into the very end of Back to the Future at the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
At what is now a 24-hour fitness in Fairfield, California, by the mall.
Hey. who
Used to be a
knew?
movie theater. It's where I saw The Matrix. Anyway, tonight we're in the jungle with Carl Weathers, but
That's
no
Apollo,
Mandalorian.
Right? No.
Russ, you recommended this movie. Why don't you give us a you got something else going on? Are you answering funny emails? What's going on? You want to?
I was trying to remember
Hey,
how young what's his name? Kevin Peter Hall was when he died.
The guy who played the Predator?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he died.
Yeah, he died really young.
He
Let me
died?
just math it right now.
Oh,
1991.
it was probably because of the leeches.
1955. He was 36 years old.
Oh,
Wow.
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 I mean, you drop a giant log like that on a guy's head.
And I think it was pneumonia. It was
Oh.
pneumonia. Yeah.
the silent
That's COVID,
killer.
basically. He caught COVID early.
Got COVID before
Really
it was
early.
COVID.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was a trendsetter. That guy. Where's the documentary about him?
They broke the mold.
Russ, give us a
Okay,
rating and a grading.
So rate it and grade it before we say something unacceptable.
Too late. Too late.
You know, I think I've said this at least 3 times, but being an amateur movie critic
My
has
favorite.
ruined certain movies for me. Like, nostalgia factor, this movie turns it up to 11. It's an A+, blah, blah, blah. But when you're really looking at a movie and analyzing it, this movie's got a lot of flaws. I'd give it a B-.
Erroneous. Erroneous on both counts. Joe, what have you got to say about Predator?
It was a movie I was curious to see how well it aged. It's been around for a while. They did a lot of things with this that were new at the time. There still wasn't a whole lot of CGI.
Bro,
I think
that Predator fucking camouflage was flawless.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
first time they show it, I was like, holy shit, this looks like an after school special.
for the time, dude, that shit was cutting edge.
I feel like it got better the further into the movie you went. But the first time it's like, oh shit.
I'd
Hey,
be
you
curious
say-
to do the trivia and see if they actually had that little effect in every scene where they were trying to show you the Predator. Like if they just slipped in a couple where there's like, just don't put anything in there.
I like to tell myself, I like to tell myself,
People
I
love
have
you.
no idea what alien camouflage would look like. And maybe it does look kind of like shitty CGI.
But still, in the
Maybe.
long run, my son was watching it and he was like, well, what is this? This is from what, like the 2004, 2005?
So you
I was
smacked
like,
him really fast.
well, but
And
at the
then-
same time, it was like, at the end of the day, he wasn't wrong. I'd give it probably a C because it wasn't that good of a movie to begin with.
2004. Fucking kids are saying 2004 like it's old and shitty.
Wait,
Fuck you.
I mean,
wait. Joe just dropped his rating, and I think we breezed over it a little too quickly. Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, I'm good with that. I was good with that. Yeah, C. I think it's a C. I think it was because it wasn't a good movie to begin with. The best
What?
part of it was the CGI and stuff.
Okay, wait. Ben dismissed me after I said B minus, so can't
thought
wait to
Joe
hear
was-
what he said.
Coming with the redemption song. Dude. Run from Arnold Schwarzenegger, who had 12 years in he's had a long career, but from 82 to 94, there was almost not a miss. There might have been one or two, but that whole range, there is no misses. This guy becomes the most popular. You can barely understand him. All he's got going is his physique, but he's got this charisma. And Predator stands up to me as one of the better 80s action flicks with a one-word title. There are many. Cobra,
I believe
Commando,
Easy.
tons.
Commando
But-
was another hit, one of his movies that I didn't think
Absolutely,
very
it
well
was
done.
with young, what's her name? I started watching it and I'm like, all right, this movie's not perfect, but it's so fucking entertaining, dude. And Jesse Ventura, I mean, he was my governor. Fucking
Yeah.
Jesse Ventura was a fucking
And he was a
politician as well.
professional wrestler too. I mean, that
Je-
was his. He was a
Jesse
professional wrestler.
Ventura. Jesse Ventura was also a governor.
Governor,
What
what,
other movie?
Minnesota?
Yeah, what other
Michigan?
movie has? No, it was Minnesota.
Yeah.
Name another movie that
Florida.
has two governors.
Oh yeah, no, I know,
yeah, no
right?
shit. That's pretty good.
wait,
I didn't think about that.
And what's the Al Gore movie? No, okay, let's move on.
So wait, Ben, what was your rating?
Dude, I give this movie, dude, it's an A. It's an A. If I'm
Uh-huh.
recommending, like, there's action movies you've got to see, and this is one. Arnold's one-liners, the whole helicopter scene, which I'll just spoilers alert. My favorite scene in the movie is the entire helicopter ride into the jungle. Dude, I love that whole. They build those characters so good.
We can't talk about it though.
Why not?
Well,
Well, you're just talking
I'll let
about
you-
Jesse Ventura says some off-color things, and then there are jokes that allude to a gentleman's wife's vagina. But other than that, no, I think this movie has a lot going for it. There's not a lot of downtime.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
think this movie's great. Okay, I'll defend
gotta-
it for the next hour. Here we go.
No, I have to ask you, as someone who's putting it that high. The first fight scene where they attack the camp.
Oh, dude, they spent
Of the
2
gorillas.
weeks setting up explosives to be able to pull that off. They spent 2 weeks in the jungle rigging.
Tell me how bad that was, though.
Oh, it's
It was
horrible,
so
dude.
bad.
But it doesn't matter because when he cuts the line and he picks up that car and he moves it forward and makes dude, who
Literally
cares?
picks up a car
Yep.
and just like throws the car
Yep,
at
I got a
him.
great idea. I'm gonna make a distraction, and it's absolutely ridiculous and wonderful. I love it.
It is
When
pure
Carl
Hollywood.
Weathers
There's
gets his
so
fucking
many-
arm blown off, dude, and it's still shooting. Oh my god! Welcome
did
to
always
9-year-old
enjoy that
Ben
part.
Hansen.
I did always enjoy that part.
Oh,
You can even see the finger still twitching.
yeah, yeah. Which I'm every time I see it, I'm like, don't you just hold it down? Do you really have to keep hitting it? I don't know, dude. You're the same age. What? 9 years old. When did you first see this movie?
I don't know. I was trying to think about that today. I can't remember. 12, maybe 13, probably older. My mom was pretty on top of my media consumption.
Yeah, not a lot of
Um,
violence.
Well, yeah. And, TV just wasn't on, and
You had
violent
a
stuff wasn't allowed.
you had a fair VHS recording catalog. Like all your movies were recordable VHS. I remember
Oh,
your
yeah.
little closet on San
Jose
Marco?
Street. San Jose Street, right
San
around
Jose
the
Street.
corner from San Marco. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we
I
did. We
remember-
recorded the
Fair
shit out of
boss.
stuff.
What?
I remember it's not Predator, but it's along the lines of what Joe was just touching on. My friend John, if you're watching, his mom let him watch and do anything he wanted. And he lived right down the street from me, and he was having a birthday party. And I was at his house, and we were watching The Running Man.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember I was a little kid at the time. I was probably 10 or something. Running Man is also 87, but rated R at the time. Probably
Oh yeah, dude.
PG-13
So graphically
now.
violent.
Yeah.
And I remember asking some other people who were there, who were also like 10 years old, maybe even younger, what movie is this? And they said, oh, it's The Running Man. And I was like, oh, what is that? And they said, it's a Schwarzenegger movie. And I was like, oh, what's that mean? And they were like, it's rated R. And I was like, really? It's rated? I was blown away. And they were like, yeah, all Schwarzenegger movies are rated R. I was like, I think that was my first time really watching a rated R movie, was going to John's house. Thank you, John. And watching The Running Man.
That's funny.
Pretty sure. Go ahead.
I think the first rated R movie I ever saw was Cobra. Oddly enough, Ben had said it earlier. I distinctly recall that being one of the first rated R movies I ever saw.
I'm pretty sure mine was Flashdance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sure. I've got a vivid memory that
it all makes sense now.
Yes, it is. Yes,
I think it's great that we remember our first rated R movies.
You know, I actually thought about
true.
it quite a bit because I just listened to an episode of a great movie review show called The Rewatchables, which also did the Ultimate Predator podcast anyway. But don't turn yet. Stay tuned to us.
No, go watch that shit.
But they did talk about they just did a movie where it was like they were at an age where it's the first pair of breasts they saw, and they were talking about like Airplane. If you remember an Airplane, a woman just runs across for just a second, you see a pair of breasts. Like you're at a certain age when you see your first breasts, and it was just a funny. I was like, yeah, the first time I ever saw a guy's arm get blown off. And no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, this movie had some fun first things for me. Like there's very little sexualization of the only female in the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like that sticks out. Like, I don't know.
Respect. No, I mean, that was legit. It was one of the first movies I ever saw with the Gatling gun, you know, like actually getting used in that scene where he just mows down that entire segment.
Let's just destroy this forest.
Right. Like, we're lumberjacks for the next 45 seconds. Yeah, it was just insane.
I'm actually surprised they didn't hit more of him. Like,
there's a little village in the distance that's like, what the fuck?
All right.
That was probably 3,000 bullets or something that they shot.
Yeah. Still, I watch it and I'm like, is that really? They take out a big chunk, and I love it when everybody joins in. I totally forgot about it. So it really made me laugh that he's just unloading, and you can tell he's not hitting anything, and they're just like, "Yeah, let's do this."
Yeah,
not save your ammo and watch out and let this guy work out his problems. It's
dude. I love how it's specifically you never see people reload in Hollywood movies, but it shows them all reloading while he's still holding the trigger.
Yep.
Well, the minigun's supposed to.
Well, he said it. What 3,000 rounds? No, it had to be 300. There ain't no one man could carry 3,000.
No, that thing shoots. More than that in a 5-second span. Yeah, there are thousands of rounds he shot off. Absolutely.
That's insane.
Absolutely. On this show, we also like to discuss writers, actors, and directors. Joe calls it the WAD.
Sometimes you got to get the wad out.
Nobody cares about these writers. We got plenty to say about the actors. The director's John McTiernan. Did you guys look this dude up?
No, he used to be a kind of
Yeah?
a big name.
Dude, motherfucking Die Hard. Right
Yeah.
after this, where is it? Come on, dude. He does a bunch of heaters. Where's my Die Hard? Hunt for Red October. Medicine Man with Sean Connery and Lorraine Bracco.
Oh man, I haven't thought about that movie in forever.
Not
That's
a great movie, but boy, I remember it. Last Action Hero, Die Hard with a Vengeance, 13th Warrior.
yeah. And
Hell yeah, 13th Warrior.
Everybody hold for applause. And then Rollerball and Basic. And, you know, all right. Yeah, time to quit.
How did he do all that? And then he's like, I'll do Rollerball.
I'm gonna remake Rollerball. Not enough James Caan remakes. Who's making the next Thief?
right. Why have we not seen that?
Again, start this big romance.
Talking about remakes, I watched the 2018 remake of this movie.
It's not. Is it a remake?
It's not.
Almost.
That's the only one I haven't seen.
It's an attempt at a
that
reboot.
movie is called
The Predator.
That movie is called The
Predator. Yeah.
Right.
And it is nowhere near a reboot at all. It takes place in an urban setting.
Yeah.
It actually has more than one predator in it. It's got the big predator that
It's got
hunts the
multiple
little
types,
predator
right?
and kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the new predators.
So we're not going to do them on this show. So let's talk about them. Predator 2 comes out with Danny Glover, who I like that movie. I don't know. I felt like it was
I feel like that was the best Predator.
Yeah. The best.
It's this one.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's definitely this one. But take.
Predator
like
2
number 2.
is great. And it's the only movie that comes to mind for me other than Lethal Weapon that I can remember Gary Busey being in. Can you guys remember Gary Busey in anything else? Like, I know he's been in a ton of shit.
Yeah.
But I just heard Sonia yell "Under Siege" from the other room. Thank you, honey.
Good for her. She's a keeper.
I can't believe she knows anything about Gary Busey. Did you guys ever watch that show, I'm with Busey?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that poor guy.
Crazy
that
guy.
poor guy. Oh my God. Anyway, he's back in town with A Few Days to Kill, Predator 2. I followed that thing when it came out when I was a kid. I feel like it was one of the first times where I really noticed, like, it's got the Predator story and then this B story that should just be completely redone. It was a horrible second story to the Predator part of, like, was it motorcycle gangs or some shit? I don't even remember. It was bad.
Oh,
It was
I
the
don't
best
remember
Predator, huh?
that. I think it was. I think it's that urban combat setting really highlighted the weapons. I mean, when they've got that room full
That
of
was
guys
cool.
and he friggin' cuts them
I mean,
all
I
in
love
half at the
Battlefield LA.
waist.
Right?
Battlefield LA is amazing. But I would agree with Joe. One thing that's kind of lame about this movie is until the very end when he figures out that mud, blah, blah. Like, there's just a bunch of guys who can't do shit against this thing.
Which,
And-
real quick,
and-
I find so funny that in real life, it definitely brought down his temperature, like gave him the chills. There's documentary, or there's I can't talk. Too many beers. Putting on that mud, which was
Scientific
actually
facts.
pottery clay, fucked Schwarzenegger up. He had a hard time dealing with it. But
Did he really?
Mythbusters proved it wouldn't actually work. The mud would get hot.
Well, yeah, but his body temperature was already brought down by being in the water. Like I
The
thought
water
about that
and
this
the
time.
cold. Yeah. Apparently,
Yeah,
this was a tough shoot.
But
Yeah.
was it even like you have, again, it's alien technology. You have no idea what it's actually doing. Like, is it only reading heat on a surface level? Like, very
kind of.
minute
I liked
kind
how
of
they
thing?
Although
I don't know.
that would mean that
But-
Scorpion was ultra hot, right? Before
ultra
it
hot.
was
Hottest
like
scorpion. The
it up
scorpion, honestly, the scorpion was like, what is going on here?
just wanted to give
It's
him
a
a chance to
fucking
seem like he
scorpion.
maybe ready to take this dude out. That's what they were doing. They were giving.
Are scorpions even
Bill
warm
Duke.
blooded? I don't think so.
Are
But-
they? You know, that's a great question.
That is a good
But for now,
question.
we've got to talk about Predators, the 2010 part 3, where everybody's rounded up and the Predator wants to hunt them all in one area. The worst
seen that
Predator, am
one.
I right?
Haven't seen it.
No, no, the worst predators is the Predator, the one that Joe is trying
Is
to
it?
say is decent. It's true, yeah. The second one is actually a damn good movie. I thought the when they actually go into that building and try to hunt the Predator, and they're using stuff to block their heat, and,
Yeah.
like, different weapons and everything, and you get to see human intelligence interacting with the alien intelligence,
And
they're
the
fighting
Predator
each other
story
for
advanced.
supremacy.
Yeah, I want
Predator
to watch
story
it.
advanced
Honestly, I watched this
more.
and was like, I want to watch Predator 2 again.
Well, because it
Predator
brings
2
really
is,
brings the
is a
lore.
good movie.
It brings
Predators,
the lore of
however,
Predators.
I'm pretty
So
sure it's directed by
Predators-
Robert Rodriguez. It's not. I don't know. I've got a big prejudice against it because I called it immediately. Immediately,
I've-
as soon as Topher Grace is there, and he's like, "Why am I here?" It's like, because you're a fucking spoilers. You're a serial killer. You fucking. This movie's stupid. Then when it's the big reveal, I'm like, come on, dude. He's got a fucking shoulder cannon. You being a psychopath is not scarier than this dude's double prong knife that he just. Oh my god,
So
hate it.
there's one movie that you're missing, which I think
AVP.
trumps everything. Yeah, AVP. We got to
Nah.
talk about Alien versus Predator. That movie
Skip
is
it.
by far the worst Predator movie.
Yeah, skip it. I'm not even bringing it up.
Hey, yep.
Come on.
But it does have a really cool scene where the Predator fights the alien for the first time, and he like grabs him by his tail, swings him around the room. It's a pretty badass fight, and the humans are all like, "Wow, can this guy be on our team?"
Oh,
And he goes, "Yeah, okay." But that movie's terrible. Nobody should watch it. But Predators.
Okay.
Predators was the only movie that went into the whole hierarchy of predators there are certain predators that actually hunt other predators, which is in Predator lore. I don't know if you guys played any games or read any books or comics, but they
Did you
do that
read
to
any
each other.
books, Russ?
I've never read a book in my life, but they're out there.
I do know my son.
But they do that. There will
When the monster first came up, my son was like, "Hey, I played that guy in Fortnite."
Nice.
I was
Nice.
like, "Well,
But
this
they-
is where that came from."
they hunt each other in the lore. Like, they don't have enough fun hunting things that aren't predators, and so they'll kill smaller predators as a sport.
Well,
And
yeah,
that's
they
the
want
only
something
movie where
difficult.
they really show that. Other than, yeah, they kind of show it in the Predator, but the Predator is way different.
Okay. Let's bring it back around to the A. This movie's got a lot of it.
Ben wants to hit that A.
We already talked about Jesse Ventura, although we could talk about more. There's actually a lot of fun trivia about, there's these guys who do a lot of working out. And so they're all staying in the same place shooting this movie. So they're a whole progression of, like, Jesse Ventura would put water on himself to make it look like he was just pounding the fucking weights in the morning so that
Right.
Schwarzenegger would get up early to try and outdo him. There's a whole progression of that. And then there's a pretty funny story about Jesse Ventura learns that in wardrobe fitting that his arms are actually an inch bigger than Schwarzenegger's.
Oh,
So he's like, oh my God, he's going crazy with it. Schwarzenegger's had told fucking the wardrobe crew, make it seem like he's an inch bigger than me. And when I show him on set, yeah, dude, just a bunch of fucking iron pumping numbnuts who come into this movie, dude. Also, Shane Black plays the what is it, Hawkins with the glasses, who tells the off-color jokes.
Right.
He's actually a screenwriter. He wrote The Last Boy Scout.
Nice.
Yeah.
What
It's a
is The
decent
Last
movie.
Boy Scout?
It's a movie with Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans, and
That sounds awesome.
it's actually produced by Joel Silver, who also produced this movie.
Hey,
This
Ben
movie's the
working
last
overtime
time.
tonight.
Yeah, well, the Joel Silver thing's funny because he was parodied in a movie we've already reviewed called True Romance. He's the insane producer guy who does the fucking war movies.
Nice.
Schwarzenegger never worked with him after this movie. Yeah, Joel Silver, you can see him just like barely getting in after a while to be a complete prick on these things as a producer. Pretty fun. Bill Duke as Mac. Tell me your thoughts.
Amazing.
Right?
He's the best actor in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Billy
hands
is for sure.
I think
Billy?
Billy
What?
Yep.
No.
Billy's the one that, like, as a man who wants the zombie apocalypse to happen so I can go live in the woods. Billy is coolest.
Dude, just go live
You
in the
wanna
woods.
be
Why
Billy.
does like half a civilization have to die for you to go live just go live in the
Because
woods?
the money's
Hey.
too good while things are nice.
Don't put
Yeah,
that evil
it's-
in me,
it's
Bobby.
true.
Ricky Bobby.
I'm trying to
You
buy a
don't-
boat, motherfucker.
Don't you put that on me? No. It's true. Billy's just like this person you're really interested in. But as far as a character who's good, Billy kind of just he stares off in one direction and then goes like, I smell blood over the, just he's that guy. I could say any fucking bullshit and someone could stand behind me and be like, oh, fuck, Billy said it. And
I don't like the way he went out. I thought the way he went out was like a bitch, dude. I like every time
Yeah,
I've seen that from the
he
first
should have
time
gone
I
out
saw
fighting.
it, I was
That's right.
like,
Sepultura tells us when you go down,
I was
you
But
go down fighting.
What is
The-
this, dude?
my favorite Billy scene is actually the end when he's replaying his laugh as the bomb goes off. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude.
That's pretty
Sonny Landham is the name of the actor who played Billy. Where's our movie about that good dude? Have you guys looked into anything? They had to hire a bodyguard on set, not to keep people away from Sonny Landham, but to stop Sonny Landham from just kicking the shit out of everybody he came in contact with.
Are you serious?
Yes, that guy was a fucking loose cannon. Look into it. He ended up running for office and some shit. Yeah, that guy was a dude. That's a character. I want a movie about him.
Could you imagine someone smaller than Jesse Ventura and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers being like, I'm going to fuck you guys up just all so bad that we need to hire a bodyguard for these guys?
Right? Yeah. He keeps on fucking with me.
Dude, it's a straight snitch situation. Snatch situation.
but-
Snatch situation.
Whoa, what?
Bill,
What's going on?
Bill Duke is
Hit
like
him on the button.
just
Bing.
all the stuff he does that he doesn't even have to say a lot, but it's great. Just over here, turn around.
Yeah.
And even the Predator records him as this lasting memory throughout the whole movie. And
Mhm.
honestly,
Honestly,
like
it's his-
getting the scorpion with his knife, shaving and never
I'll
like
bleed
just
you.
his
Yeah, the
intent-
shaving thing, I've always, dude, my entire life, like I think about what's shaving like in the jungle when you're just pouring sweat and you're just fucking constantly shaving.
Yeah,
I've
I've actually thought the
my
same thing. Like,
entire life that concept is thought.
how would it be to live somewhere? I've only thought about this from watching this movie, where you don't need shaving cream
Mhm.
or water, just your face is making enough
I'm
lubricant.
just constantly sweating and dehydrating.
I liked Mac
But the
because
scene
I
where
felt
he
like
actually-
Switching the water.
his body language always really set the tone for his character for me. Like he was always like out of all the people that were moving, he seemed to be the one that was quiet and taking it serious. Like he seemed to be the only one there doing business.
Well, yeah,
When-
and he gets
yeah.
pissed when Weathers gives him up.
Yeah. That was a great character setting scene right there too. Great.
Yeah, I think like if that scene did not happen, then all the rest of his stuff would just be like, why is this guy such a dick? But when he looks at Carl Weathers and like he gets him alone and he tells him, I'll fucking kill you. Like out here,
you
I
fuck
will
up this
kill
team
you
again. Yep.
And like Carl Weathers arm wrestled Arnold Schwarzenegger in the air. And you're like, this guy's a beast. He's a CIA super guy and all this stuff. For someone to just look him in the eye and I'm going to kill you. That sets the tone for Bill Mack. He is the guy who will kill the people.
Bill Duke, who played Mac.
I don't care who you are back in the world.
Yeah, right.
Bill Duke. He's the same person. I've fused him into one person.
I mean, if you've seen other movies with Bill Duke too, he's not far off of Mac. He's usually like a cop who's a lot like Mac.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit, I had something to throw in there, and Russ went on for so long.
I'm sorry.
What are we doing?
Joke.
Were we talking about Warhammer?
Yeah. So this movie is Catachan Jungle Fighters. All right, Ben, go.
It's my favorite Imperial Guard. They've got a +2 to their save when they're against some terrain.
All I've got to say about the Catachan Jungle Guard is
Look at Russ. That's not true. You can't say that.
in the grim darkness of the far future is only war, and all
There
you
is only
brought
war.
was a gun. The fuck is wrong with you?
All right.
Everything else has got armor.
There can't only be war. Like people need food to survive. In the grim darkness of the future, there isn't just war. But like, I mean, I get it that's the focus, but there cannot be just war.
We should make a D&D campaign.
It's only war.
It's about the not war part of 40K.
Just living a peaceful life.
But the water rights are being contested. You guys got to roll for diplomacy.
Oh, you rolled 100 on the random encounter table? You just got nuked from orbit.
Let me see if I can roll to put my kids to bed at a decent hour. Like, yeah, having a good time, living a life.
How long do I get to stay up? Wouldn't have me time. Oh, only 15 minutes tonight. There's a fun little thing about Carl Weathers. That's what it was. Carl Weathers trying to tell the dudes like, no, I'm naturally like this. I don't even need to work out. And then working out at night. It's just fucking funny that these guys are so fucking testosterone.
Oh, dude, that whole lifestyle is a whole thing. You know,
I mean, you got to maintain. Imagine what you look like if you don't go to the fucking gym every day. Look like me. It's gross. I'm telling you, it's fucking gross.
Men and women, if you do not work out every single day, this is what happens.
Yep.
Whichever.
Yep. I'm rocking my dad bod. I give a fuck.
I gotta try harder. Kelly, I love you. Thank you for putting up with it. 69 humans killed in this movie, most of them by Dutch. But the fact that it's 69 is worth a mention.
That's fact.
Is that true?
I mean, it's on the internet, so it better be.
It must be true. Ben doesn't say there's 60.
It's really just the only humans are the people in the camp and then the guys in the squad. I don't think there's 69. Some stupid neckbeard wrote that and you fell for it.
Neckbeard. Love it. Love it. Music by Alan Silvestri. Also did Back to the Future. A bunch of really great shit. Really great music in this. I feel like they use this music for the next fucking 40 years. Like I'll still hear this, the little quick drums. Yeah, I still hear it.
I remember that as the
funny
movie
about
was
this music.
And the helicopter scene down into the jungle. All of that music is there. My son actually commented about the music and he was like, why is there so much music? Every scene's got music.
Hell yeah, it does. It's called the score.
It's true. There
buddy.
was a lot of music but the music in this movie, I felt like really dates the movie more so than the CGI. The music has not aged well. In my personal opinion, my wife, who had never seen the movie before this, she was like, music's really good in this movie. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And I did, when Ben was going over his reasons for it being an A, I would actually like to go back and retcon my grade and bring it at least up to a B. Like, I think I probably went into it a little bit jaded, just because I don't like that they never did more with the Pegasus, or not the Pegasus, but the Predator franchise. The Pegasus.
Wow,
Why didn't
how'd
they
you
bring
get-
the Pegasus in, right?
How'd you get to
No, the
Pegasus?
Predators
These are-
all used to ride Pegasus. Why didn't they bring him in?
Intergalactic stellar hunters.
Look at
Not one of
Jason
these
and the
motherfuckers
Pegasus.
has brought down a Pegasus. No, I didn't like that they didn't do more with the Predator franchise. I really enjoyed it, especially after Predator 2. And then when it just kind of went nowhere. So I think I came in a little jaded. Overall, the movie is structured well, shot well, moves well. The dialogue is cheeky on purpose and doesn't
Stick
come off,
around.
yeah, it doesn't come off as campy. Like, cheeky but not campy. So I'd bring it up to a B.
That's right. That's right.
I'll tell you why I don't go up. Oh God, I could be at a B.
Oh God, no, the Sonia man already covered that. Hey, 18 million budget,
Hey, fuck
98.3
this guy.
box office.
Nice.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Good for them.
good for them.
But okay, so seriously, why I wouldn't do it? We already talked about it, but that scene where they attack the gorillas, so bad.
Wait,
so stupid.
when do they attack gorillas? They never encounter any wildlife except for the possum thing and the scorpion and the boar. That's right.
So
That's a boar, not a gorilla.
It's so stupid. It's 10 minutes of stuff that would never happen and is filmed in such a ridiculous way.
You know what it
And-
totally reminded me of was the Suicide Squad.
You know, it was funny when I was
Yes,
watching it. I mean, I could see
It was
that.
like opposite ends of the spectrum of like this crazy assault, and then the Suicide Squad is just fucking shooting a dart gun and shit.
I would agree with you, except Suicide Squad knew it was trying to be funny.
Right.
This movie was like, no, this is badass. And
I just like how explosives were always the answer. Like,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was like the
yeah.
guns were just to get everybody to crouch down so they could blow them up.
and this movie was filmed at a time where they were like, explosions has to be a lot of fire, where
Yep.
real explosions are not necessarily fire.
Yep.
I noticed that a lot. But one of the main things that just stood out to me throughout the whole movie is their guns. They use all these really close combat Uzi style guns that it's just like the only reason they have any of these weapons or do any of the things they do has no military sense at all. It's all just for the movie. It's like, let's get close and yell really loud and just shoot wildly at nothing and like we'll hit something. And that's just not how American military works or has ever worked.
No, in
And-
fact, I would say movies like this are probably one of the reasons where they started looking to have military advisors.
No, hell
You know
no,
what I mean?
dude. You can't get over the scene of Schwarzenegger walking through and throwing bullets out of his rifle. No, I'm
Dude.
gonna give him the no looker.
Dude, he does like 12 grenade launches in the span of 30 seconds when they're blowing up that base camp. And if you look at him, like, where are these coming from? It's just doing these shots of him holding a gun and then it shows an explosion. It's just like,
Oh, and I love
okay, they
how
were up his ass this whole time.
every bad guy gets at least 8 bullets. Like at least 8. If there's an explosion behind him, he's getting a cool 2 dozen. Like,
It was fun and funny to watch, but like pushing it into that A level criteria, I couldn't do it.
I find this movie much more entertaining than a lot of other stuff. So I stand by my A. If you're gonna watch especially in the cheesy action movie, like I'd recommend this above Commando, Cobra, Rambo.
like, I wouldn't put this above Rambo, but
You wouldn't put it. I would. I wouldn't
I
put it
wouldn't.
above Terminator.
Have you,
the
Joe, when's the last
original
time-
Terminator.
Yep.
have either of you guys seen Rambo in the last 10 years?
Nope. I
No, it's
can't
been
say
a
I've seen it
while.
more than twice.
It's horrible.
Right.
It's so
It's
so
the more
bad.
traditionally accepted Rambo movie is Rambo 2.
I've
Right.
That's
I've
the
watched
one everybody
Rambo.
loves.
First Blood.
I've watched Rambo in the last 5 years. The exact same thing that I described about Arnold Schwarzenegger, like shows a picture of him doing this, and then it just shows a different picture of something exploding. There's a straight 30 minutes of that. It's so
For real,
fucking
yeah.
annoying.
Dude,
He's just
watch
on
Cobra.
top-
When was the
he's
last
on
time you
top of
watched
a roof.
Cobra?
Cobra is horrible.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude! Cobra's got so all he's doing is shooting
Commando.
guns that whole movie.
No, I would love to hear what Russ says about the truck down the side of the hill scene in Commando. I mean, that shit is just ridiculous.
I really don't remember that movie well at all. I have seen it, but I don't remember.
Well,
it
hey,
well.
for a great recap, listen to the Rewatchables episode on Commando. It's top notch, really funny.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe if we plug them, maybe they'll plug us.
Oh, you're tripping.
Bill Simmons at me. I don't have a Twitter account, no. But I love it. Chris Ryan and Sean. Sean, you're my favorite. I love your
Is he?
snobby attitude towards other people.
I don't know all their names, but when they reviewed the town, that was really good.
Yep.
They love that fucking movie, and it makes me want to watch it every time that I think about their review of it.
Yeah.
I do.
They just did one for Parenthood that I was just thinking about trying to rewatch this movie. I haven't watched it in so long.
I can't wait until we can support ourselves by just talking shit about movies. Thank you for being our inspiration, guys.
Maybe
who
the
do-
key is
do
to have
better.
18 different podcasts about different things.
Maybe.
Well, or
Hey.
make movies for a living, like most of those guys do in some capacity or another.
No, they invite people
No.
on the show who do.
It's all talking about sports and entertainment. Anyway,
Exactly.
speaking of entertainment, next week we've got some more for you.
Yeah, we'll entertain you in different ways. There's one thing we didn't talk about, and I feel like we should. What is Arnold Schwarzenegger's best movie?
All right, that's fair.
Well, I mean, I specifically didn't write them down. Like I said, 12 years, dude. He's got 12 years of great ones.
I would say Terminator 2.
It's Terminator 2.
It is definitely Terminator 2, but I've got a strong preference for Twins.
Oh, you know what?
His
You're
actual
not wrong.
acting in
Yeah.
Twins is really, I really liked it.
Kindergarten
actually
Cop
like-
wasn't bad.
Which one?
Kindergarten Cop.
Oh,
Dude,
come on.
Kindergarten Cop is
Quit fucking
great.
around.
It
back
is a
Joe
two
on
That's
minutes.
this.
fun. That's fun.
I back Joe on this. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
It's not a tumor.
All right. Yeah, when he starts questioning the kids, that is pretty fucking funny.
Hey, but
Not a
a lot of people don't really talk about this movie or remember it. What did you guys think of The Seventh Day?
The sixth
It's
day.
Sixth Day.
Is it Sixth Day? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
It's a
Sixth
horrible
Day.
piece of shit.
Been a minute since I watched it. I really liked the movie.
Dude, 82 to 94, anything outside of that range, I'm pretty much out.
So wait, Joe likes sci-fi, and I find that he likes sci-fi that sometimes people don't appreciate, but is different. And one of the things that I really like about The Sixth Day, it's the first time I ever saw someone in a sci-fi setting trying to prolong their life by continuing their memory. And there's lots of movies that have done that, but this was the first movie that did that, where they had the guy who originally started the memory continuation,
Right.
and then the copy of him wakes up and they're both alive at the same time, and they look at each other, and the copy of him just shoots him in the head because they're both pieces of shit. And the guy, the original, actually like knows what's happened. He's like, oh, he's gonna fucking kill me, because it's like, why wouldn't he? I want to be the original. And to me, it brought on this sense of mortality, that even if you try and extend your memory and put it into some next body and all this shit so that you live on forever, it's not actually you. Live your life. Be awesome.
That's my problem with clones. It's like that's clone
not
you.
you.
Yeah. And
That's
I
not
realize
you.
as you're describing this movie, I was thinking of End of Days, which is a horrible
Right.
piece of shit. I don't remember The Sixth Day at all.
End of Days is a very different movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Horrible.
no, End of Day. Hey, I remember 6th Day. I had to watch it twice to get it, because it's got a lot of commentary in there, and commentary that it can be interpreted based on your background. So it's a different watch, because it deals with a lot of those issues. Like, if you could go back and kill yourself and take over a younger you's life and make different choices or be a different person, I mean, it crosses a lot of different boundaries.
Yeah. Then how is there an older you? No, wait.
But that's what it
We gotta get Chris
That's-
Nolan on the phone for this one.
All right.
that's where it makes you question. That's where it really makes you question, is it you or not? Because it's taking your memory and it
Yeah.
just inserts it into a new body. And so the whole time that they're talking about that through the course of the movie, it makes you think like, yeah, that would just be an extension of myself. I'm basically putting my brain, I'm downloading it into a computer, and then that computer puts all of my memories into a new body that is healthy and not dying. And it makes you go like, yeah, why wouldn't I do that? I get to live forever. But then something goes wrong, and there's a guy who he's still alive while his new body has all his new memories, and they make eye contact and they look at each other, and it's like, fuck, I'm not still alive.
Right.
That's just somebody else with my memories. And then the new person shoots him in the face. And I don't know. It's I actually think the Sixth Day is a really good movie. I totally sabotaged the last 5 minutes of this show, and everybody loves me for it.
It's like a twofer. It's
All
like
of
they got
our
two
viewers are
reviews in
like,
one.
hey,
I know.
Russ
I was
is
just thinking, I
awesome.
was like, I don't think Schwarzenegger's performance was anything particularly
I know. I got
spectacular in that movie.
way
but
sidetracked. I don't know if you guys
Well,
know
hey,
how much.
Russ, where can people tune into your side movie review show?
There's a lot of wine that was in this class before I started.
extemporaneous Russ.
I think what our viewers are thinking right now is Russ is like Sean, who's the favorite of the rewatchables.
Is
So,
he?
Fuck you guys.
Wow.
Fuck.
Their favorites.
You think so? Is their favorite? I thought you were going to reference Smartlist. Let's talk about podcasts, guys. No, the 6th day is cool. On the 7th day, they said God rests, and on the 8th day, he made the DVX. So, like and
is it?
subscribe.
DVX.
Santana Champagne.